Hello, and welcome to the Great Game Debate Podcast, where friends come together to talk about video games and our lives. I'll be your host, as always, Kate Berthe Lane, and joining me, as ever, is the godfather of the debate himself, Jonah Gomez. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing all right. I got a new surprise for everyone. It's going to be kind of hard for me to do this, and sorry for audio listeners, but I got a sweet new tattoo.
Aww.
I'm gonna put your pants back on, please.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
On the show, come on.
I'm sorry.
When he stood up like that, I got very nervous.
For audio listeners, it's a sick Hylian crest tattoo on the forearm there.
Having to rep my Zelda love. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, and of course we're joined by the Saucy Aussie himself, Stephen Beaumont. How you doing, buddy?
Very good, very good. Ready to podcast?
And this week, we are unfortunately not joined by our man in the closet, but instead our man outside of the closet, Wes Bates. How you doing, buddy? Glad to see you graduated into your bedroom.
It's the end of an era. My wife decided that she finally wanted to get rid of some of the junk in our bedroom that's been keeping me podcasting in our closet. And so now I am finally able to exit and have a normal background, I guess.
I can't believe she referred to you as junk.
Dang it, you beat me to the joke.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, actually. I mean, I feel a little verklempt about it, but there is one thing that'll help cheer me up, and that is some useless video game trivia.
Hey.
All right, so I was feeling a little darkness in my soul. I thought the only thing that would help would be some Dark Souls useless video game trivia. So, regarding the naming of Dark Souls, it was originally supposed to be Demon's Souls 2, but due to reasons which have never actually been revealed to the public, they couldn't go with Demon's Souls 2. So they decided to call the game Dark Race. And as you can tell, they, at the kind of 11th hour, figured maybe that could we might need to walk that back a little. There could be some problems there with that, so they changed the title to Dark Lord. But as you can imagine, Dark Lord also had some some issues with IP concerns. There's a lot of Dark Lord stuff out there, so they changed the name to Dark Ring. So everybody thought that would be okay, but apparently in the UK, Dark Ring is slang for butthole. So they finally settled on Dark Souls, and that is the history of the naming of the game Dark Souls and how we have gotten to really the legacy of the Souls games today. Also, apparently, Praise the Sun was almost not in the game. I found out. It was actually in Demon's Souls. It was like an emote that characters would use when they would use some kind of a enchantment or a miracle, I think, a specific miracle, and they wanted to reuse it, but the higher ups at FromSoft didn't think it was cool enough. But Miyazaki said, "Screw you guys, I'm keeping it in," and he said he was going to get rid of it, but then he just kind of like went all in on it. It's been kind of like, the kind of the theme for the game ever since. Yeah.
So is the title of this podcast episode going to be called Dark Ring now?
Sure. Yeah, I'm down.
It's Dark Ring debate.
Ornstein.
The Dark Ring debate.
All right, and that voice is our special guest this week, one of our community members and friend of the show, Kevin, aka TongueSurgery. Indie game dev, streamer, cool guy all around.
Artist extraordinaire.
Pixel artist. Glad to have you on. I'm digging your fly dragon hat. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here.
Very cool.
Yeah, welcome.
Well, folks, I hope you stopped by the USS Ichimura and picked up your plasma cutter, because it's time for the icebreaker. All right.
One thing real quick. He is also our first game dev.
That is true. So far, it's just been
Yeah,
two
all
right.
journalists.
You're our first
Said
game dev on
Hey,
our show.
we did it, everybody.
You're
We finally got a
diversified.
game dev on the show.
All right, so our icebreaker this week comes in from Travis over in the Draft Punks, friends of the show. Shout out Draft Punks, check them out. What is the least useful gameplay mechanic that you enjoyed the most? Think something like being able to cut down signs in Ocarina of Time. Zero impact to the game, but still fun on some level. I'll go first 'cause I have something in mind. My fellow panelists know me for my love of forgotten PS2 gem, Radiata Stories, but there's a gimmick in that game where one of the face buttons is dedicated to just doing a kick, and it's a little like just like a and like you can literally kick anything in the game, like other characters, bags of trash, doors, desks, plants, rocks. And like if you kick other characters, it aggravates them and they'll fight you. You can literally fight anyone. If you kick objects in the environment, you might find useful objects in combat. But they could have just made it an investigate or a talk button, but instead it's a kick. But I just love that. You got anything, Steven?
Yeah, that's so much better than mine, but mine came to mind instantly as being completely like useless in the context of what I'm saying, and that is photo mode, but in particular for God of War, because you can make Kratos smile, which is just so hilariously out of character, and I just think that's great that they implemented that.
Awesome. What do you think, Wes?
So, technically useless, I guess, because it does serve gameplay function. But when I was a kid, one of my favorite games to rent. I never actually owned the game, but I rented it multiple times. Was Mega Man X. And my favorite thing to do in Mega Man X was go to the water stage against the octopus boss. And there's a mini boss. It's like a big eel that you have to fight, and he's in this really long, kind of like underwater corridor. And as everybody knows in Mega Man X, you can kind of wall slide. And so after you kill the boss, you jump extra high because you are in the water, submerged in the water, and you can jump from one end of the arena all the way across to the other. And I would just spend like minutes just jumping back and forth across, using the, like the dash jump.
Very cool.
And I always thought that was the best. Also, I'm playing Stray right now, and there's a dedicated meow button in that game.
Meow button.
And it's great just walking around meowing and teasing the crap out of my cats. They're like, where's that meowing coming from?
Great answer. Hard to beat the meow button. What do you think, Jonah?
I'm gonna have to go with shields in Elden Ring.
I would debate you on that, my friend, but
no, I'm just kidding. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it classic and just go with like the roll in Zelda. It really has no other purpose other than to just roll, because you can't really roll out of attacks or anything with it. So yeah,
it's a good point. I never thought about that.
They see me rolling, they hate me.
Exactly. Same question to you, Kevin.
What was it? Useless mechanic. I think I might have to go with I believe it's called the monocular from Bloodborne.
Yes.
You equip it. It's a weird over the left shoulder when it's expected to be over the right shoulder, and you can't run. You can't like really do anything. So it's useless, but I love using it and just looking around the world that they created.
Yeah,
All
for
the little
sure.
details. Plus, I've seen people use that to like aim really long distance Molotov throws or something.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's a good point. All right, great answer.
I just want to give one extra shout out because Wes brought it up in my mind, because he made me think of like cheats and like moon physics and stuff like that, but it just made me think of paintball mode in GoldenEye. That's just like completely useless, but just awesome.
For sure. Yeah. All right, thanks again to Travis for the question.
It makes the game friendly, like the way Miyamoto wanted.
So, since you're new on the show, Kevin, we'll roll into a short little interview with you so our listeners can get to know you a little bit better. But we know your primary passion is game dev and pixel art, other digital art. I'm just kind of curious, how you came to game dev, and if you wanted to share a little bit about any projects you're working on, and the rest of you guys, feel free to jump in with any questions you have.
Oh, absolutely. So how did I get into it? Well, like a lot of people, the roots of it was probably just playing a video game for the first time as a child.
Sure.
Like I think my first game was Super Mario 64, and
Great first game.
yeah. Staring in wonder, like it's sure you can count the polygons, but like it was amazing seeing a three-dimensional world that like reacted to what you did in it.
Yeah.
So that's definitely probably the start of it. Uh, but it took many years for me to figure out, like, oh, I can actually do game development and art and all this. I just didn't know how to want to do it
Mhm.
because, like, at least for me, I'm sure this is true for a lot of people, but at least for me, you start doing something, you suck at it. That's just the end all be all of it, unless you have some magic talent, which some people do. So I kind of gave up on it because like I didn't know how to draw. I wasn't good at math, and I knew math was really important for video game development programming. So kind of sat on that for years and years until uh, part of something I heard a while back was like, don't put your wishbone where your backbone should be.
Mm.
And that
Oh,
kind of like made me start thinking it's like,
I
yeah,
love that.
I could
Yeah, that's
wish
a good
that.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I could wish that for the rest of my life. It would never come true, but you have to actually put in the effort. You have to hit the books. You have to study up, find mentors or whatever, critique. So yeah, a lot of miscellaneous like hands-on training, hands-off training. YouTube tutorials and yada yada yada.
Sure,
Uh,
sure.
when I was working full time uh, at my previous job and well, past two jobs, uh, I would go home, spend like an hour or two studying up, and then oh oh I was gonna say I thought I bored somebody to
No,
death
no, no.
already.
No.
So where was I? Yeah, so spent what free time I could trying to pursue this, and finally getting to a level where like uh, there's a saying people in like fitness sometimes say, at least I heard,
Mhm.
uh, people would people don't do things because they're afraid of failure more than they desire success.
Mm.
And
Mm.
earlier this year, when I finally made the decision and built up enough courage to quit my job and pursue this full time, I've reached a point where I craved success more than I feared failure. And here we are. I've been doing this for a few months, has not brought in any money so far. But yeah, it's huge weight off my shoulders at least to finally start
Yeah, man.
get the
Heck
train
yeah.
rolling.
Congratulations.
Scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
so where did you start like getting started? I mean, there's a lot of different software that you can use in terms of, like Unity or some of these other, engines that you can learn. So how did you decide what you wanted to learn, and how did you start going about learning? What was the process for you with that?
Well, I stumbled. This is not sponsored. Throw it out there, not sponsored. I stumbled upon a program called Game Maker.
Mm.
It is a much more simpler, uh, grounded, I would say, game engine to develop on because there's a lot of built-in functions. Like they are pretty self-explanatory too, like instance place, blah blah blah. Like oh, this checks for a collision at this coordinate or whatever. So that and stumbling across on a shout out to Tom Francis, developer of Gunpoint, and I forget his heat signature. He made YouTube tutorials. This was also around the time when I heard the phrase, don't put your wishbone where your backbone should be. So I found this YouTube tutorial he was doing, and that's what got me started on developing on Game Maker.
Heck
So
yeah.
That's
kind of
awesome.
stars, almost a little bit like stars aligned sort of situation.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Very
Nice.
cool. And is Game Maker like free like Unity or Unreal, or do you have to
Um,
pay for a license for that?
I believe it's free. it is free for like exporting to Windows and Opera, I think, because the company that develops GameMaker got bought by the web browser Opera. So I
Okay.
think those exports are free. To do like Nintendo Switch or Mac, well, actually, I think Windows and Mac are. I don't remember exactly, but the big platforms like you have to pay like a yearly license. So that's not necessarily in the cards just yet, but hopefully someday.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Very cool. Very
But
cool.
yeah, it is like free to like just download and start messing around with it.
Hmm.
Nice.
What is like one of the hardest things that you've been able to overcome in game dev? Like any coding or animation or anything like that that you had to like figure out how to do from scratch?
Oh, this is going to be a bit of a out of left field answer. It's not programming. It's not art. It's not animation. It's not like sound design or anything. It is getting noticed. It is
Mm,
Oh, okay.
trying to
like
get out
marketing.
there. It's trying to get out there and get eyeballs and ears on you.
Yeah.
I've tried to start streaming development. Excuse me. I started streaming development, see if I could get some eyeballs. I'd get occasional viewer here or there. It's gotta stick with it.
Yeah.
Don't know what's gonna look like, a few months from now. But yeah, that's definitely the hardest part because like I'll see other indie devs still have like 1,300 followers or whatever. I'm like, man, I would love that. Or even
Yeah.
it could even be like 400. I'm sitting under 200 or something.
Mhm.
I think doing a lot of random personal stuff and
Sure.
mishmash of dev and art and personal tweets or dumb jokes or whatever,
Hmm.
kind of like chewed it up by the algorithm. So I'm like, okay, how do I make this work? Should I make a new account? That's the thing I'm kind of trying to figure out right
Yeah,
now.
Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. I mean, for any artist of any kind these days, it's like the
Hmm.
world globally is so connected with social media and the internet that it's just like, there's literally millions of people out there trying to get noticed. So I could
Yeah,
definitely see that being difficult.
it's like the end of Metal Gear Solid 2. There's so much information out there.
Yeah, Kojima was right. Cool. Do the rest of you guys have any further questions for Kevin?
um, what is your like main goal right now for game dev? Like, is there like a project that you're like super hyped about right now that you're working on, or?
Yeah, so I have two projects. One is like a smaller multiplayer thing because GameMaker recently came out with some multiplayer online features.
Nice.
So I'm like, okay, I'll try to make a game in this, and it's the deadline for entry is like this Thursday, and I gotta like wrap that up.
Oh,
But
shoot.
oh, I mean, it's like done. It just
Mhm.
needs stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm working on that because there's a contest, monetary motivation
Heck yeah.
primary. So, uh, so I'm working on that, and then I have a more main project. This is more of like not magnum opus, but like
Yeah, it's your
the
main
thing I,
baby.
the thing, yeah, my baby basically.
Mhm.
So I've been working on like a first. We hear the term all the time, a vertical slice, like a complete first mission, if you will, first
Mm.
level. And you start using that, get some other artwork together, and start creating what's called a pitch deck, and start pitching that to publishers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the current goal, at least. If that doesn't work out, maybe Kickstarter, but Kickstarters are very fickle, and
Hmm.
they seem to
Yeah.
rely a lot on like physical rewards, like T-shirts and
Mhm.
miniature whatever. But at the end of the day, like I have a I s- started I legally started a business, so at the end of the day, I could go to the bank and get a loan. But I'd want to
Yeah,
change.
yeah.
I'd want to upgrade my business first to an LLC for like legal purposes. So
Yeah.
Sure, sure, sure.
at the
Very
very
cool.
least, and even if that fails, at the very very least, I'll have created a bunch of stuff that I can like show to other people. Like, hey, this is what I'm capable of. Let's team up.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Build
just
out that
building that body
portfolio.
of work.
Yeah.
So
Build
yeah,
out
Yeah,
that
like
don't
portfolio.
stop.
plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'm going to need a plan E and a plan F for foobar.
So I've seen your daycare sort of dragon
Oh, yeah.
game and the shooter game. You've had videos of. Are they up on itch.io, or they're not at that state yet? Or
The daycare game Dragon Daycare, that is on itch.io. It's free.
yeah,
Nice.
That was definitely really getting my feet wet with the game engine.
Hmm.
Kind of semi followed a tutorial, but also like trying to figure something else out on my own.
Beautiful.
Sorry, what's the other question about?
Oh, and the shooter, the space, like,
Yeah, I saw that one.
The side scroll shooter. Yeah, that's my baby project.
yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Still working.
So there's
still in
not a
development.
mermaid project on the way, because like a lot of us know you for
Yeah,
your
mermaid every
incredible
year.
pixel art. Yeah.
Once I get better at character pixel art rather, and animation, that I do have a mermaid game far off in the back burner.
That's the magnum opus.
That's the
That's
magnum opus. Yeah.
the
So I have a question. Just, I mean, you have a very unique and distinct art style. It's very, very nice. But I know that
Oh,
you
thank you.
you have you're definitely known for your mer people, and in some cases, I mean, you've done some really cool stuff with like insect people as
Yeah.
well. And
That person.
so what is it that kind of like drives your art style, or how did you kind of like come to like kind of hone in on that type of art specifically? What do you like about that because it's totally you. Like if I see something, I'm like, oh, that's Kevin's art. It's awesome. But I could totally, like, you definitely have like this like direction that you're leaning towards with it. So how did you come to that? You just like really like that, like merfolk and that kind of stuff, or is it just
Uh,
something that you've developed over time? Or
just more fun than drawing humans,
oh
basically.
yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
Fair.
definitely, yeah.
I mean, that is
That's
simple but good. Like that is like the
yeah.
best answer.
I'm kind of a casual artist, but I have a huge blind spot in like environments and backgrounds because it's just more fun to draw creatures.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
totally get that. Cool. So again, on most social media, you're at TongueSurgery, and then for your Dragon Daycare game on itch.io, if people just search Dragon Daycare, or do you have a user
I
name on
I can
itch.io?
drop a link in it, and it can be in the description for
Cool.
your itch.io link. So you guys can go ahead and click that down in the description.
Oh, thank
Heck
you.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Cool. Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say most platforms I am tongue surgery.
Perfect. Very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, at least throw Kevin a follow on Twitter just for the cool art. So,
Definitely.
all right. So I think that about wraps up our interview, and we'll transition right over to the debate. All right, so for the debate this week, I will be taking over role of MC in Jonah's stead because we're having a four-way battle royale debate between the other four panelists. And the debate theme this week is, what is a game series that you'd like to see revived or to come back from the dead? Something along those lines. So just to reiterate the rules, since it's a four-way debate this time, we will not be using an assist trophy, and you'll each have 2 minutes to make the
Three.
case for your game.
Three
3 minutes.
minutes.
Good
I
to
was going to say,
know.
I was promised 3 minutes.
All right, so you got 3
We're using-
minutes to make the case for your game.
We all
and-
round up.
Right, exactly. And at the end, I will decide my personal winner, but then the community will decide the true winner. So, Kevin, as our guest this week, I'll let you decide if you want to go first, or if you don't want to go first, you get to nominate someone and force them to go first instead.
No, I'll go first.
Oh, okay.
All right. I like the
I love it.
confidence. Yeah, that's great.
All right, so I will count you down. Three. When I say 3, 2, 1, go, then that will be your cue. and you'll
I'll
have
count you down. 3, 2, 1,
minutes.
go.
Yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1, debate.
Okay, the game series that needs to come back is F-Zero. For those not in the know, F-Zero is a fast-paced anti-gravity racer that relies on quick reflexes and even quicker thinking while you deal with track hazards from jumps, 90-degree turns, and borderless sections of tracks as you try to win a race against 29 other racers who are all equally capable of ramming into other racers and outright eliminating them, all with the backdrop of over-the-top crazy and distinct characters, machines, and a kick-ass soundtrack. F-Zero deserves a comeback as difficult games and serious competitive scenes are rising in popularity. For the reasons stated above, F-Zero could easily be an esport, or at least a spectator sport that's simply fun to watch, much like StarCraft has done for RTSs. If it ain't your cup of tea, you can also get into the characters. I'd even call it a character racer, similar to how Overwatch could be called a character shooter. Even without all that, the simple fact that it's a race to first place or last one alive, there's a place in the pantheon of large-scale multiplayer games in which there's only one winner. Does that sound familiar? That's right, Battle Royale games. There's already a mode in F-Zero X on Nintendo 64 that's such an experience called Death Race. You take out 29 computer opponents, adapt this to the modern standards, have 30 human players on a track, last one standing.
Oh, dude, that sounds so sick.
Damn.
Incredible. You still have a minute and 45 seconds.
Now, of course, the problem is that it's being stuck at Nintendo, and they don't know what to do with anything that isn't Mario or Zelda. But they could give Sega another shot because they made F-Zero GX, which is amazing, still holds up.
Oh.
That game had crazy storyline. It even had time travel, you can believe that. It had customizing your machines, memorable checks, Big Blue, Mute City. I got through that faster than I was expecting.
See the rest of your time if you feel confident.
You gotta remember. Sorry. Go.
Yeah, even at the end of F-Zero X, if you complete with certain characters, they get specific ending. Captain Falcon says, "My time has not yet passed," and it still hasn't. He still can come back like the king that he is.
Yeah.
Also, we need answers with this whole James McCloud thing existing both in Star Fox and F-Zero nonsense shenanigans. If you beat, like I said with the character endings, if you beat it with James McCloud, he even says, "I drive like a sly fox." What is up with that? We need answers.
30 seconds.
I'll yield my time.
All right, incredible.
Right.
I've never felt more hyped for SZ2
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my
that
life.
I know, dude. That
incredible.
was like
Hype.
everything I
Prepared
needed
to
to get
win.
hyped for F-Zero.
Get
I
your
love
crap
the-
together, Nintendo. What are you doing, man?
Show me your moves.
I love the battle royale angle for sure.
Oh, yeah, for
right?
sure.
That's perfect.
Right? There's
I would
no
play
like
that.
racing battle royale game.
Yeah, somebody needs to get on that. All right, Jonah, I'll nominate you to go next. 3, 2, 1, debate.
All right. You've heard me talk about it. It's my all-time favorite JRPG, Earthbound, baby. We need to bring back the Mother series. Mother 3's been out on GBA for ever, and you know what? Nintendo keeps porting Earthbound and Mother 1, which Mother 1 isn't it's not that great. It's just kind of Earthbound's a much better reskin of Mother 1. They need to bring it back. They need to bring Mother 3, port it to the States, and you know what? You can play Mother 3 on emulation, and the fans have created a translation for it, a perfect localization. I've played through Mother 3. That game is awesome. It does really cool things with like timing stuff with the beat of the music. Like that's kind of the mother shtick of those games is if you attack and you mash the A button as you're attacking on beat, you can get like a crit on there, and it's super cool. You can get a crit block in the same way. We've got fan-made games like Earthbound Encore, which takes like the OG Earthbound art style, and it's a fan-made game, and it looks absolutely incredible. It looks like a new take in the series. I legit thought it was made by Nintendo. Kind of sad that it wasn't, because now I know that Nintendo's gonna shoot the game down. But we've got games like Alive that just came out and that has been doing incredible. So Nintendo, please give us Mother 3 translated in the States. I will give you my money for it to play it again. And I will concede the rest of my time.
50 seconds on the table. Yo, HD 2D Earthbound game. Whoa. You just put it on 90.
Or even if they just make a new one, like, oh.
Yeah. Father.
Mhm. Well, you're a man of many layers, Joe. I had no idea you were such a big Earthbound stan.
Oh.
Very, very interesting.
It's good.
All right.
Father
Next up.
One. I love that.
Father One. All right, Wes. I'll nominate you to go next. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, debate.
All right, everybody on this podcast loves The Legend of Zelda. We're all Zelda fans, and we love the format. And Steven's shaking his head, saying he doesn't love Zelda, but I don't believe him. We all love the format. We all love the template, which is interesting because as many games try to emulate that formula, few do it well. There's a few series that I can actually think of, particularly in the 3D space. But one of the best is Okami from Capcom. For those of you who don't know Okami and who haven't heard me talk about this game before, you play as the reincarnated goddess Amaterasu, who has been called down to the mortal realm to help banish an evil that has been plaguing the citizens of this realm in the form of this 8-headed dragon named Orochimaru. So the whole game is steeped in kind of Japanese mythology, and the thing that really makes Okami stand out amongst other games is its visual style. So the whole game is done in this kind of ukiyo woodblock print painting style it really holds up even today. If you go and you look at Okami HD, it is super distinct. It's absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, and there are a few games in my mind that are as visually striking as Okami. And the really fun thing about this game is you get to play as a wolf. So playing as animals seems to be kind of, popular these days with games like Stray. Like everybody's like, ooh, you can play as the cat. Well, guess what? In Okami, you get to play as a wolf, and you get to do all the fun things that, instead of a cute little kitty, you can be a adorable little doggo. And you can race across fields, you can dig holes, you can bark at people, you can, play tug of war. It's really, really extremely charming. The cool thing about Okami is it has this celestial brush mechanic where you can influence the game using Amaterasu's powers, where she can freeze time, and this brush will kind of like come down on the screen, and you can draw on the screen and influence things. So you can like create wind. You can like draw in this like swirly pattern and create wind. You can create bombs. You just draw a bomb and there's an explosion. You can create vines that will kind of lash around your enemies and hold them. It's a really good game, and it needs to come back. And Capcom, you've been sitting on it for too long. Make it happen, baby.
All right.
Make it happen, baby.
What are you talking about? You got it in Monster Hunter Rise. What are you talking about?
Oh.
What are you saying, Kevin?
Could you imagine how awesome it would be if they gave it the same care and attention that they did for the Resident Evil remakes?
Oh my gosh. It'd be insane.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
A remake. I just want a new game.
Oh,
yeah. Okami came out on the DS. That's the last game in the series, and it's a good game, but it doesn't hold a candle to the original, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more they could do with that. I would definitely love to see it as
Hold
well.
a brush.
Got him. All right, Steven, you're up. 3, 2, 1, debate.
You know what I'm bringing. I'm the self-described simp of the Guh. So, why does Banjo-Kazooie have to come back? Banjo-Kazooie has to come back because it needs to save collectathons. It needs to save them from the Ubisoft version of collectathons. We do not need 1,000 collectibles per level. We need density, memorability, and brevity. And that was the perfect formula that made up the original Banjo-Kazooie. As you went on, the levels did get slightly larger, but even by the end, when you are in Clicklock Wood, which is 4 different seasons of the same level, you could go in as a bee and fly around those levels to see, okay, and you could see all of your platforming, and you actually saw the size of it, and it's not actually as daunting as it may have first seemed from the ground level. And that's the beauty of Banjo-Kazooie, is making sure that levels are tightly packed, that the notes, which are coins or rings, lead you to secrets. They're not secrets themselves. They're an important breadcrumb. And then the secrets are valuable for progression, and you also get new powers, which is something lacking from other 3D platformers that are around now, is you don't get new powers in a lot of them, and that's the beauty of Banjo-Kazooie. And then the other part of it is how much... It's funny, Banjo-Kazooie feels like Smash Bros in a lot of ways because of how much control you have off the edge. You know, you talk a lot about edge control when you're talking about competitive Smash and stuff like that. You have so many moves that you can perform to not die or to recover when you fall off and miss a platform. And again, there's a lot of 3D platformers that don't have that. And even when Playtonic Games tried to make a Banjo-Kazooie successor with Yooka-Laylee, they forgot a lot of these things. They went, when you're on a ramp and you're sliding down, you cannot do anything. You just have to take the ramp. Whereas in Banjo-Kazooie, you can hop off of it, flap off of it, try and platform off of it. You have recovery time. You have, that idea of that Wile E. Coyote time. In a lot of situations, you have... It's just all about making a tight platform that you can play in 6 to 10 hours, but then replay and get that Capcom replayability.
All right.
Heard it
Another
here
amazing
first,
debate.
folks. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts 2.
Oh,
Steven's wish.
So...
Yeah, you mean creating your own vehicles, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
The best one in the series.
All right. I appreciate all of the impassioned debates. I would love to see any one of these games series make a return. My personal, my heart pick would be Okami as well. Big fan of that game, but I have to grade the debates themselves. And going off of that, I feel like the person that did the best job of just not reminding us what was great about the games that we'd like to see return, but also what they could do new with the series if it was brought back, was Kevin with F-Zero. The Battle
definitely.
Royale racing vacuum that needs to be filled. Ever since your debate, Kevin, I've had that Mute City track from Smash Bros. Just go to my head. Good stuff.
Uh,
Death Race is so fun and tense.
I'm gonna have to agree with Caden. I was so ready to jump in and play.
I was like,
let's
get it on the
stop
emulator, the
and go
GameCube emulator
play
right now.
F-Zero right now. Like, it's awesome.
Cool. Thank you all for your impassioned debates. I appreciate it. Congratulations to Kevin. Well, you have won this particular round of debate. Your final fate lays within the hands of our listeners. And if you are listening, drop by the Discord, check out the Cast Your Votes channel, and vote to decide the fate of the winner of this debate. And speaking of the debates, our debate last episode, when we had on friends of the show, Ryan and Travis, respectively from the Spelunkers and Draft Punks podcasts, they debated which musical game was better, The Artful Escape or Cyanide Wild Hearts, and felt bad because we all kind of dogpiled Travis and all voted for Artful Escape, but Travis has gained vindication for Cyanide Wild Hearts has won with a vote of 14-2 in the Discord landslide. So congratulations, Travis. You've been vindicated by the listenership. So with that, that's the debate. We'll move right along. All right, and just a reminder, in addition to voting in the Discord channel, you can also just drop a vote in the YouTube comments if you're listening on YouTube for your vote on the debate. And with that, we'll roll right along into the pitch, wherein a few of our panelists will each have 2 minutes to give an elevator pitch for a game they've been playing, and the rest of us will decide if we will buy the game or not based off of the pitch. So this week we have Wes, Steven, and Kevin up. Steven, I'm feeling your energy. How about you're first up to the pitcher's mound? Let me get you a timer here. All right, 3, 2, 1, pitch.
Okay. This is a hard pitch because it's pretty interesting to explain. I want to take you on an epic narrative adventure with a dense world full of disparate races trying to understand themselves and finding conflict there. As you take in the story, you find very complex characters that you will love, sometimes hate, and want to see change from. But by the end of this, you will be fist pumping the air. It's so cool. We're talking medieval fantasy with, I guess you could even say, a slight, not sci-fi element, mostly medieval fantasy, high fantasy.
30 seconds.
But yeah, compelling characters, an absolutely nail-biting conclusion that will just have you clawing at the walls wanting to get to the sequel. This is one of the greatest adventures you'll ever go on.
All right, 10 seconds on the table. All right, I'm gonna be a bad guy this week. I'm gonna be Skyrim this week. I didn't get a whole lot of information about the gameplay.
Yeah.
This feels like I could watch a movie or a let's play or read a book of it, so I'm gonna say no. Kevin, would you buy this game based off of the pitch that you've heard so far?
It does like a lot. I do like things that are like sort of a melting pot of themes and aesthetics. I'd do it. I'd buy it.
All right, Jonah.
I don't know. I don't think so. There's like there's no gameplay. I'm like all about like the storytelling and stuff, but I didn't really even get that either.
Regret our words and deeds.
Probably.
Wes, are you in?
I had the exact same thought. I mean, I really love the concept of your fist pumping the air at the end, and yeah, you want to claw your way to the sequel. That sounds great, but I don't have any idea like what kind of game I'm playing. So I gotta say I'm gonna hold off.
Does the sequel have gameplay?
The sequel just gets even more convoluted. Yeah.
All right. Well, Kevin saved you from a first-time 0 votes pitch. So
nice. Well, that's okay because everyone did say that it doesn't seem to have gameplay, and that's because I'm gonna lead this with to Caden. I will protect those that cannot protect themselves.
Well, that's Stormlight Archive, but
I am pitching
video
book.
Game? What?
I'm pitching book.
I don't know. We have to for the council. I don't know.
What are we
don't
gonna be
think-
like pitching movies? Are we gonna pitch chores in the future? What are we doing here?
Particularly The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. It is worth your time. Read it.
I will allow it. This book is so incredible that I will allow it. I will let it stand
I
and
don't-
go read The Way of Kings.
I don't know, man. I kind of went off the rails with the D&D, but that's still a game.
You're reading a book. You're reading a book in D&D. Same thing.
Yeah, but you're playing
With your
games.
purchase.
It was it's an epic adventure. I like to say
Jonah, look at the precedent you set. See what's
Yeah.
going now? We're
Yeah.
just slipping into.
Now, Kevin.
Nonsense.
I still kept it at a game though.
One could argue the game mechanic is how fast you read it and how fast you turn
Yeah.
the pages.
Don't even go there.
I forgot to do it too. I was gonna say, and also if you have a particular subscription service, you can actually get it for free, like by having.
Oh my god.
Audible or whatever, yeah. I do have to say that series has quickly become like my favorite book series of all time. It's just incredible, and it just gets better. I can't believe the level of quality that the author Brandon Sanderson is able to maintain while pumping out a sequel every like 16 months. Like he's just a machine. But anyway, all right. So I guess books are on the table going forward for the
No,
pitch.
they're not.
No, they are not. They are not on the table.
No.
Steven disqualified but appreciated. Kevin,
I'll allow
I'll
that.
nominate you to go up next. You're next up to the pitcher's mound. A reminder, you have 2 minutes to pitch your mystery game, and I will count you down. 3, 2, 1, pitch.
Okay, this is a game of flying around, shooting stuff. Something that captures the presence of team, like Star Fox did, but with the side-scrolling action of games like Thunder Force. But you actually like the characters because they aren't useless. They all have unique ships that complement each other and tag in when the situation gets hairy. This game is about this team of best friends who founded their own company and all their witty, self-deprecating banter and taking on an overwhelming evil force in a variety of locations with their own hazards, whether it's high winds from flying around islands, or caves where you need to shoot to light the way, or deserts with mirages of fake enemies, or mechanized industrial park that has enough fuel to glass the region, and a volcano of magma falls. And in these environments are bosses of said evil force, which range from large-scale ships like flying battle cruisers, elite fighters, mechs, and lava submarines, all to culminate in a final battle against a continent-destroying worm.
You have 1 minute.
Whoa.
Are you conceding your time?
Hey.
I can see my time.
Whoa!
There's something about the way that
I'm
Kevin
in.
pitches
Easy.
the debate. I'm just like so hyped right now. It's like, yes.
The thing that Kevin's forgotten is that you only get boost power on the second lap of F-Zero. You're gonna go ahead and...
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I'm in. Jonah's in.
Oh, I'm so in.
let's-
That sounds awesome, dude.
This game sounds
Mm.
insanely sick. I'm
Yeah.
totally in. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't expect like there to be like a narrative and banter as well. So yeah, this sounds cool. And I'm guessing we have an idea of what it is.
Please reveal your game, Kevin.
The game is currently called Project Tempest. Is the game I'm working
Big
on.
name.
It's my baby.
I mean, it's got a
like
sick
it.
name too.
Yeah.
Is this going to be an Octopath Traveler and Project Triangle Strategy situation where it's just going to officially be called Project Tempest by the end?
No, I have a real name in mind. I just don't want to reveal it yet.
Ooh.
All right, very cool. Yeah, well, I'm hyped for when this comes out. Yeah, incredible. All right, cool. So that just leaves Wes up to the pitcher's mound next. I will count you down. 3, 2, 1, pitch.
Okay, so sometimes you just need a chill game to relax to. You know, all too often we get caught up in, blasting demons or, doing crazy, hyper action, moves. And sometimes we just want to relax. We just want to explore. We just want some nice music. We just want to chill with friends, doing fun activities. And that's the game that I'm bringing today. There's a central narrative to this game, but the basic premise is just kind of exploring around a region, meeting people. You're kind of like the new kid in town, and you just walk around, you meet people, they give you little quests to to do. You can like go water skiing. You can participate in a little marathon. You can do some mountaineering. You can or you can just like chill out and play music and enjoy time with friends that you meet along the way. And this experience is it's not a long experience. It's a bite-sized experience, I would say. But it's an experience that when you finish up, you'll just be happy that you experienced it, and
8 seconds.
and that it just leaves you with a sense of calm and peace and well-being. I don't know if this game is on Game Pass or not, but it only costs $8, so it's an extremely small investment. It's not a big time investment, but it is a journey well worth taking.
Very
Right,
nice.
looks like it's on the table. I'm in, after still actually playing Elden Ring, haven't stopped. I've come to appreciate short, bite-sized, chill, cozy experiences. I could use one. $8 seems like the right price for me, so I'm in.
Yeah, I'll bite. For sure. $8.
I just I'm always looking. My daughter's just turned 3, and we just got her a Switch Lite and stuff because that was when my son got one too. But anyway, and so we were playing a little bit of a short hike the other day, and I'm like, man, this was such a jolly game, and that's already given me those sort of vibes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely in.
What do you think, Kevin?
Absolutely. I like short games or short experiences. And, as he said, we could all use a little bit more wellness games, if you will.
Indeed. 4 for 4,
Absolutely.
Wes.
Nice. Well, it's a good thing that you had those thoughts, Steven, because the game is a short hike. Yeah. So I'm glad that I gave the vibes to you that I intended to give, and that I brought that to mind, because that was in fact the game. It's an awesome game, and everybody should
upset
play
that
it.
there's not another one that I'm
Yeah.
missing out on, but yeah, that's awesome.
A short hike to a slightly longer hike.
Yeah.
A medium
I've
hike.
had a medium hike.
A medium
I
length
had
hike.
a short hike, just collecting dust on my Epic account because they gave it away for free one week, and so I've got it. It's just sitting there waiting for me to play it.
You should play it, man. It's
Yeah.
super jolly.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
jolly.
It,
Well,
didn't they add like volleyball or something in there recently?
oh, did they update it? That's
Oh,
hilarious.
really?
I think
I'll have
so.
to check it out. Another reason
Oh,
to
Unless
check
I'm
it.
making that up.
There
Maybe.
was already a volleyball game kind of in there, kind of like
Ah.
like in Mario Odyssey or whatever. You just like it was like a stick volleyball or something like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
you get a hat for winning it.
Nice. All right. Well, that is the pitch, and we're moving right along into the game.
Okay, so we're gonna do something a little bit different today, inspired by our good friends over at Easy Allies. We're gonna play a little game of Kill Your Babies, but this is Kill Your Babies Future Edition called Kill the Future. So what I have here, I've got 20 games, 20 of the biggest games coming out between now and sometime in 2023, or maybe even longer. And I'll read the list of games, but the objective here is we're going to whittle this list down to one game. Only one of these games can come out. The rest will never see the light of day. And so we're going to go round robin. Everybody has to pick a game each turn, and we're going to whittle it down. Each person has one opportunity to block. So if somebody calls out a game that you want to save, you can shield it one time over the course of the entire game. So everybody understand the rules?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. I believe everybody has access to the list, but I will read it for the listeners. The games that we are going to be killing today are God of War Ragnarok, Callisto Protocol, Starfield, Metroid Prime 4, Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 16, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Breath of the Wild 2,
The winner.
TBD, Street Fighter 6, Elder Scrolls 6, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Sea of Stars,
Second place.
Avowed,
Doesn't matter. It won't exist anymore.
Plague Tale Requiem, Diablo 4, Alan Wake 2, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So, hefty list of games. It's a bleak future, though. Only one can survive. So, we're going to start, we'll go clockwise. We're going to start with Steven, I think. We'll go Steven, Caden, Kevin, Jonah. I'll be the last.
Alright. I'm gonna start out with just some bad vibes. I'm straight away. Just for the memes, I'm straight away killing Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. I'm tempted to use my shield because it's the only Final Fantasy I've been interested in since 12.
You have
but-
15 other Final Fantasies.
Exactly, yeah. I haven't even played all those. So.
That's harsh.
Yeah, I don't think it deserves first cut, but
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. I just thought it'd be funny.
yeah.
It's out for blood.
It is.
All right, Caden. What's your choice?
Maybe this is a shield bait, but for me, this game is so far in the future that if you killed it, you'd forget you ever killed it by the time it finally comes out. And I think Obsidian is just going to be turning out better games and the ones we actually want before it actually even ever comes out. And mods for previous games are just giving us what we want, so I just don't feel the need for it. And that is Elder Scrolls 6. Just really don't care. It's just never happening. Yeah.
Hard agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
be honest.
Yeah.
Bye, Elder Scrolls 6.
7.
All right. Kevin, what's your poison?
Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I just
The Cal Kest, whatever. He's so
Yeah,
boring.
exactly.
He's so boring.
A galaxy full of aliens and we get a white male human? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
are you serious? Like,
Say it
I don't
isn't
know.
so.
I like the first game so much, and the only thing that saddens me about that is I think that that series is only going to get better as it goes, given the pedigree of the developer.
No, it won't. It won't
Oh.
actually get better as it goes because
Oh.
it doesn't exist.
It would have gotten better as it goes.
They're going to
I
take what they've
swear.
learned. They're going to take what they've
It's
learned.
alright. We'll come back next year, and then you can wish for them to make another Jedi Fallen Order game. Like, you know.
That means they're just going to pivot. They're just going to pivot from Jedi Survivor to a game that actually needs to exist, which is Star Wars 1313.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Jonah, you're up.
I'm debating between two because I know like everyone in this group, maybe except Steven, would like one of these. Yeah, we're just gonna kill number 9. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League.
See, I have no
Yeah.
love. I have no special love for like Batman or DC or superheroes in general, but I want to be a Shark Man.
compelling
That does
point.
hurt a little
compelling
bit.
point.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where that game would have gone with the multiple characters, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like the gameplay I've seen of that game so far. It
Right.
just seems very shooty, which seems very outside of. I mean, not that we need another Arkham game specifically, but Arkham was such a kind of pivotal moment for like licensed games that I feel like I just kind of expect more. I guess from Rocksteady.
My biggest worry is when you look at Avengers, is just how they're going to do fun puzzles in a 4-player co-op. You know,
Yeah.
you know whether or not they just strip away puzzles like completely, or if they're just super simple,
I think
like they did with RE6 and 5 kind of thing. The puzzles in RE5 weren't too bad, but they're still simple.
I think they need to take the gameplay style more in the vein of like Devil May Cry with a game like that, because you get the combos and stuff, and like Spider-Man and like the Batman Arkham games, but it's just like attack, okay, block or counter this guy or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas Devil May Cry, it's just go in, do as much damage, circle around, do as much damage. Like it needs to be more chaotic, like Devil May Cry's is, and just ridiculous, which would be perfect for this kind of game.
For my first choice, I am killing Diablo 4.
Oh, that was the one I was debating between.
Yeah, that was my next pick. Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't going to be you, it's going to be Activision Blizzard keeping.
Yeah, I just I've never played Diablo, just don't really care, and for what they've shown, like it doesn't look like the open world aspect of it like is gonna marry very well with like the ARPG, and I just hate Activision Blizzard too. There's just not a whole lot going on in this game for me. When they showed that Necromancer trailer, I was like, holy crap, I wish this was like a single player character action third person game. And it's like, oh, this was just a really dank trailer for Diablo 4. Okay.
That's usually how all of Blizzard's trailers are, is like, oh, this looked really cool. And you're like, oh, it's World of Warcraft. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, World of Warcraft fans, but the
Actually,
trailers
really
look
like
a lot better than the game.
I like the what they've shown off for the game initially, but I don't know. I played a hefty amount of Diablo 3, and I don't know. The formula just I don't think it's not for me personally, and I don't know. There's a lot more stuff here that I'd rather try to defend than that. So, Steven, back to you.
Well, let's see if Jonah wants to defend this one. Alan Wake 2.
Bye.
Remedy makes boring enemies. That's my stance.
I won't
control,
fight.
That's true.
I won't
More like
fight you
Alan
on that.
Sleep.
Alan Sleep. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I definitely will play it. This is like probably the first cut where I'm like, oh, I'm actually interested in this game. But
Yeah, I love Control, and I'm really interested to see where Alan Wake 2 goes. But
Yeah.
we'll never know now.
yeah,
Been wanting
cool.
Alan
So-
Wake 2 for so long, but there's more on here that I want more.
Yeah. All right. So what does
Alright,
that mean up
game.
next?
Yep.
All right. Is there anything else on here that I just don't care about? Well, you know, for the same reason as Elder Scrolls 6, I'm gonna pick Starfield.
Yep.
It's just like, you know, we've got No Man's Sky, we've got Outer Worlds. It's just, and the gameplay just didn't seem compelling. I'm sure it's more of like a holistic thing, like all the systems coming together is what will make that game great, if it's great. But it just was like boring, grounded in reality, sci-fi, and brown and gray, and
To be so long since Fallout 4 and be on the same engine is also just like
right. That's pretty wild.
yeah.
Yeah, even without all of that, like when was the last time Bethesda shipped a game that was not buggy as hell?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's
I
gonna
mean,
be a
that's
mess.
obviously
Like,
everybody else
so,
already
like,
said that.
Are we going back to Daggerfall or something?
Right. The 1,000 planets thing really scares me. I don't buy it at all. But
After the
We'll
Fallout
see.
that was No Man's Sky.
yeah. All right. So yeah, Kevin, you're up next.
Mario and Rabbids, Sparks of Hope. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I
Oh.
should have put that before Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. I just didn't notice it on the list.
That
I
hurts me.
hate
hurts me.
Rabbids.
I love it.
Yeah,
Ah, rabbits. Yeah.
Did you play the first game though?
I
so
did.
good.
This is a
It's-
bone I have to pick with this game. Everybody talks about how good this game is, and I played it and I thought it was trash. And like everybody,
You're wrong, sir. You're wrong.
Really
It's-
good.
it's
so
a bad,
wrong.
boring, lame, unfunny game.
So-
like
Wait,
Funny?
Oh,
You haven't this game. No, you
Wait
have
a-
not played this game then.
the way to fix these games is to, rather than Mario characters teaming up with the rabbits, it's Mario characters killing rabbits. That's why.
yes.
They do plenty of that.
Right,
Damn. that
good
hurts.
cut. It's endorsed.
right, Jonah.
record.
You're up.
Before we get too deep into the meat and potatoes of this list, I think one of the last fat trimmings would probably be Avowed. I mean, we haven't really seen a whole lot of it.
that's like the torch we're holding for a better Elder Scrolls
Yeah,
as
I
well.
have no doubt Valve is
Yeah.
going to be incredible. Because
Yeah.
Obsidian hasn't missed yet. Yeah, it would have been. What were we talking about again? Oh, I already forgot. Yeah, that feels bad. I almost wanted to use my shield for that, but again, we just haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet.
I hope
so.
it's like a little bit. I feel like what was their space game?
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds. It was almost there. Like
Yeah.
I almost felt, they almost got the Cowboy Bebop / Firefly energy. I didn't quite like. It would have been nice if there was a couple cutscenes so you felt like they were getting
You
together
felt
and
like the bordering on AA energy of that game.
yeah. Have a meal together and stuff would have been really cool. But yeah. So hopefully this one just gets there.
So,
All right,
if
so
I would have taken out.
Yeah, Vad.
all right, so I don't know how controversial this will be or not, but I'm choosing Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Bye. Sorry, I don't care.
Oh,
Sorry,
there is still fat on this list.
It looks good though. I think it looks great.
No, I think it
Don't
looks
care.
Yeah.
great too, but generally speaking, I feel like fighting games are made for fighting game fans, and like they're not made for casual players anymore, and
Smash
it's so hard. It's so hard to
Smash
get
is
into
the only
them,
thing that gets the casual player really.
Even
Yeah.
then,
Sorry,
it's
I'm-
still super competitive.
I'm
Yeah.
more of a
Right.
Mortal Kombat guy.
Yeah, Mortal
so-
Kombat sells really well because it has that casual element of like gore and stuff.
Casually
I'm
gory.
Alright, so
part of the contingent of people that's always felt like Street Fighter 6 character, like the style of the way that people are proportioned is like a crime of
it's
nature,
funny.
and I can't stand
it
it.
is. Yeah, 100%.
It's
Yeah.
it's like a style that
It's-
shoots a lot better in 2D.
yeah.
When you get the DK mode in 007, the long arms and stuff.
All right, so we've gone through half the list already. So just so I can recap really quickly what's left. God of War Ragnarok, Callisto Protocol, Metroid Prime 4, Wolverine, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Breath of the Wild 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, Sea of Stars, and A Plague Tale Requiem.
And nobody used the shield yet.
Not yet.
It's about to get
I feel like
dirty.
it's gonna.
I mean,
gonna
that's
happen
a
right at
pretty
the
good
end. It's
list
gonna be-
right there, though.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, you are up with the next pick.
Okay. Oh man. Yeah, that's probably gonna go for me personally. Damn, I don't know.
There's an easy
Okay.
pick for you on here, Steven.
There's probably a couple. I just don't know which ones are gonna pop shields. Look, we got two great games. That's fine. Spider-Man 2 can go.
That's what I was thinking. That's my next pick too. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great, but got two of them.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to
me
see what
too.
they do with Wolverine before I want another Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're all in agreement on that one. Sadly, Caden.
Dang, this is starting to get very difficult. Just because we haven't seen it yet in Engine, and I'm not a big comics guy, I'm gonna say Wolverine.
Shield.
I'm sure. Okay,
Shield.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. You got shielded.
I need more X-Men. X-Men
yeah,
needs to
yeah.
come back in a big way. And like I loved Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, even though it's janky as hell. But man, I really need to see a high def Blue Elf. If they don't have Nightcrawler in that game, I'll give it a 0. But otherwise, I'm holding out hope for Wolverine.
I
So,
thought X-Men. Oh,
Wes,
Wolverine.
as
Yeah, but
Game
if you
Master-
understand Wolverine, Nightcrawler should be in Wolverine.
is
But-
Wolverine safe for all of our choices until it gets back to Steven, or
No, it's just for that
You
one
can,
pick.
you can kill it right now, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm showing my
Yeah.
love for Wolverine.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying.
I respect
All right,
it.
so it goes directly to Kevin.
I'm gonna make some enemies with this one, but it's honestly at the bottom of the list of all these other games I would play. I would play all these other games first before this one. Breath of the Wild 2.
Shield?
There.
No way.
She's- we going next
Again
turn.
on his next turn. Wild. Yeah. Okay. Not much needs to be said about Breath of the Wild 2. We'll get into it more.
It's gonna be great. That's all that needs to be said.
Yeah.
I believe you. It's just that it's just I would play these other games first.
Yep. All right, Jonah, you're up.
Callisto Protocol.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, that was,
I was surprised you didn't pick that, Steven.
that was my next pick, but
Okay.
I thought someone would shield it. Like I was like, yeah.
That is my secondary pick for Shield.
Nice.
If my first
I'm really excited about it too. Like, I don't know if I want that or RE4 remake.
I mean, at least we still have Dead
Or-
Space remake coming out. So
I'd rather have RE4 remake than Callisto Protocol.
If it was just
That's
a
fair.
straight remake, I would pick Callisto Protocol, but it's gonna be like a reimagining like RE2, so I gotta have it, you know. But Callisto Protocol's hype. I'm definitely gonna
It
play
does look good.
it
So
did look good.
what's my cooldown on my shield? I'm thinking like 4 more seconds and I get it back. Yeah.
it. No.
Pop that again.
Hey, this isn't Halo, all right?
So wait, is the Callisto Protocol out?
Yep.
Yep, it is.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
out. So, probably not going to make any friends with this one, but I am also going Breath of the Wild 2.
Somebody save it now!
Son of a.
Hayden, you know what you need to do.
It doesn't change much, unfortunately.
No!
If it's going,
How am I gonna
it's going.
shield it?
So, Breath of the
No.
Wild
Shields?
still a
Hey, so-
fantastic game.
Wow.
So here's my mentality behind this. I'm sure this is going to be a great game, but given the age of the Switch and
Mm.
just the the hardware kind of lacking at this point, I mean they're still going to try to push this out on OG Switch, and I think it's not going to be as great as it could be if they push
Compromise.
it forward with
fair.
better hardware. And I'm sure there's still going to be a lot of innovation with this game, and it's still going to be amazing. But I don't know. I feel like it's going to be held back, and I feel like it could probably be better if it was on better hardware.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm so surprised right now that more people weren't the most hyped for Breath of the Wild 2. I'm still extremely hyped, but
That's fair. That's fair. Completely fair.
Caden, this is
Dang.
my Elden Ring.
I let you down, bro.
You did.
I feel bad. Like, I feel really bad about it. But
I'm not that upset about it, actually. I'm
yeah,
not that
Breath of the Wild
upset.
2 doesn't need more help. It'll be fine.
His heart is broken like all those weapons.
Oh,
Exactly.
damn.
All right, Steven, you're up.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Okay. Damn. Okay, so what do we got? God of War. I'm not going to mention the ones that I want to save. So, I can't save anything. So, Sea of Stars. Sorry.
Ah!
Save
That
it,
hurts.
Caden. Save
I'm
it,
gonna
Caden.
shield it. I'm gonna shield it.
Yes.
Oh, he's shielding it.
I am so hyped for this game.
Me
It just
too.
it looks incredible. It's taken me back to like the golden age of like Game Boy Advance or like SNES, like RPGs, like Golden Sun, like oh man, just there hasn't been a thing about it that they've shown so far that I'm not salivating over. Like
Caden,
it
you have
just-
redeemed yourself.
Yeah, if there was one thing to pick over Breath of the Wild 2, I guess it's Sea of Stars. I can't wait for this game, and hopefully we're getting it next year, so it's on the horizon. Check it out if you've not heard of it or seen it yet. Just absolutely incredible pixel art. It's got the Paper Mario style, like timed inputs for the turn-based combat. It's got like environmental puzzles outside of combat, a la Golden Sun. Like, oh man, it looks good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. I think it's your turn.
Oh, okay. Well, Wolverine.
Ouch, man. Ouch.
Oof. No hesitation.
It's all right. Wolverine can grow its heart back, so it's all good. He'll
Yeah.
come back.
Exactly.
Okay, Kevin. We're down to 6 games.
So you remember earlier in the podcast I mentioned how Nintendo doesn't care about anything that's not Mario or Zelda.
Oh, man.
Do it.
Metroid
Dude.
Prime 4 barely exists. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
This was what I would have shielded if Sea of
We got-
Stars wasn't on
We
the
got
list.
we got 3 great games. That's okay.
I'm so interested to see
They
how
already
they bring this
restarted
back.
They already restarted development like once. They can do it again in like 15 years.
Well, that's a good point.
Look, it'll come out on better hardware later.
Yeah, it'll come out on the
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah, like in my head, I'm thinking like, whoa, like next gen Unreal Engine 5, like 4K ray traced HDR, like exploring the galaxy and like bounty hunting. It's like, oh wait, no, it's
No, 900p. Yeah.
yeah, it's not even.
You're
like, full
basically
HD.
going to be playing it on the Wii U, essentially.
Yeah.
All right, so we have 5 games left: God of War Ragnarok, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Hollow Knight Silksong, Sea of Stars, and A Plague Tale Requiem. And it is Jonah's turn.
Shouldn't Bayonetta 3 be on this list?
I considered it.
We just
That'd be
knock
so
off some
cool.
trash for Bayonetta 3.
I've given this series a couple tries, but sorry, Silk Song.
Shield.
I knew it. I knew
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I couldn't
You just-
I couldn't not shield it.
It'll hit you when the moment's right, like Elden Ring, you know?
Yeah, see, I put a solid amount of time, and it.
You didn't, but I'm pretty sure you didn't get up to the Mantis Lords fight, which is like that's when it all clicked for me personally.
Really?
'Cause- Yeah.
My buddy has started to stop this game 3 times, and on the 3rd try, he beat it and fell in love with it. But I don't know what to tell you. You know, this is like a Final Fantasy 14 situation where it's like just beat Realm Reborn after 60 hours, and then the game gets good. You know?
Yeah.
No, the game's good from the beginning.
Right? Yeah.
It just
It's gorgeous from the beginning for sure.
I'll give you
I'm
that.
with you,
I'll give you that. It's a pretty
All right.
game.
all right. So, I'm picking RE4 Remake,
Ah,
and the reason why I'm picking RE4 Remake is RE4
Still holds
Standard is an
Fantastic.
amazing game, and it still holds up. So even without the remake,
It's in my top 10.
it's still an insanely one of the best games ever.
up. Yeah.
I'm so worried
Oh.
they're going to like get rid of all the stuff, all the like cheesy, campy stuff that made it great, that made the original great. Like
Yeah.
we haven't even seen the merchant
Yeah.
yet. Like if I don't get what are
if
you
they
buy,
cut the-
if I don't get what are you buying in the remake, it is pointless to exist.
I honestly like can almost not even see like the shooting range mini game. Like it seems like it would be like out of place for the vibe they're going for the trailer. So that'd be weird if that was cut.
Yeah.
but-
Plus that was all for like that's probably all just to help people get used to the new controls.
Mhm. Yeah.
Reinvented. So yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
Steven, you're up.
All right, what do we got? What have we got left? We got
Like,
almost nothing left.
God of War Ragnarok, Hollow Knight Silksong, Sea of Stars, and Plague Tale Requiem.
Oh wow, I completely forgot Plague Tale was there.
Oh,
Like I should go Sea of Stars again, but I'll just go Plague Tale.
Thank you,
Shield.
Steven.
Shield.
You.
oh,
You.
wow.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
For those of you who have not
Nice.
played a
For you,
Plague
Brian.
Tale,
I
This
loved
is-
it. I don't care for the actual mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
I like the story. Mechanics
well,
don't interest me at all.
that's why I'm like excited for the sequel because I feel like the game got the attention and the cult following and the critical acclaim that now they probably have more resources to like achieve like the full vision they had. And yeah, I think it says a lot that it made it this far and it got shielded. So if you've not played a Plague Tale,
I just
play it.
missed it. I thought everything
Yeah.
down the bottom of the list was gone. So
right?
All right, Caden.
Has everyone used their shield already?
Yeah, we are shieldless at this point.
Yeah.
Go on
So-
Raw Dog now.
Dang it. This is just because I want everything else slightly more, and it looks incredible, but also like a massive expansion to the first game. And so I'm gonna pick God of War.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. The again. This
I'm
is a game that's in my top
100%
10,
buying and
you know?
playing and loving it. Yeah,
Yeah.
but these other
Um,
experiences are just.
I've gotten enough sad dad from The Last of Us. Thank you very much.
Does anyone still have their shield, by the way?
No.
No,
I think-
No,
Oh,
so that means that
getting
Jonah
dirty.
gets the last pick, which
Oh,
is
snap.
gonna hurt my
Oh,
heart.
what? I should have taken out Sea Star. Oh no, then it would have.
All right, so
Kevin, this is a critical pick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sea of Stars.
No!
Oh,
Sorry.
Bye, Silk Song.
oh man.
Bye.
Yeah.
I hate you, Jonah.
I'm sorry.
We're no
Oh,
longer
we
friends.
skipped straight to Jonas accent Silk Song.
Yep.
Dang
Yep.
it, it just happened just like that.
All right, so that's the end of the game, and completely unexpectedly, the only game to come out in the next like 2 years, Plague Tale Requiem.
Yeah,
It comes out like this
Holy
month.
crap.
It comes out like 4 months.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Really?
What the hell just happened?
That feels weird. No
My
offense.
my strategy from the start was to get Plague Tale to win. I'm so happy you pulled
Hell
it
yeah.
off.
I'm not completely
300
disappointed in
IQ
this
play.
result.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
extremely
actually really
disappointed.
excited. No, no,
Yeah.
If
I know
anything,
that
Plague
we're
Tale
a
is like
bunch
eye
of.
candy. I just can't wait
I
to
know
see
that
what
we're
it
a
looks
bunch
like.
of edgelords. Like I still think about the fact that we had Feraligatr as the best like Pokemon like starter
Oh yeah,
evolution.
100%, of course.
We're super edgy, and yeah, that just feels exactly like the shit that we would pick
On
as our
brand.
number one. Oh, no
Wow.
offense to Plague Tale. I'm sure it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm
Definitely
going
was
to
not
enjoy-
expecting this.
I'm going to enjoy it because it's going to be the only game for the next 2 years. So
Yeah, savor it.
Yeah,
Share
like
your
I said.
speedrunning strats. We'll get a Discord
Yeah.
going for sharing glitches and skips. And, yeah.
We can all
Good.
learn our like start learning our impressions for the characters.
Yeah,
gonna own all those rats.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rat tech, dude.
Guess
The
I'm
rat
not
tech
playing
in the
any
first
games
game.
for the next 2 years.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, like I'm officially handing in my gamer card. I'm taking up a new hobby. I
Yep.
shall be a disc golfer henceforth.
No, that's
Good
why
thing there's D&D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Wes, for seeing the game for us. As always, you do an incredible job putting the game
Yep.
together.
We
That was
did,
super fun.
we did a good job killing the future.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Good
You're
job
just
at
dead.
killing our friendship, Wes.
And that is the last episode of the Great Game Debate podcast. You'll never hear from us again, and
You took Zelda from me, so I had to take Silk Song from you.
yeah, that's true. An eye for an eye.
Yeah.
That's always how it goes.
All right. Well, friends, we've made it to the end of the podcast. We'll go around for final thoughts. As our guest, Kevin, I'll allow you to go first. Floor's open for whatever you want to talk about. Feel free to shamelessly plug literally anything. Go for it, buddy.
Yeah, follow me at TongueSurgery on Twitter. I'm on like Twitter, DeviantArt. I forget where else. I need to make more social media accounts. Twitch.
Bitch.
I took a break from streaming development, but I'm going to get back to it eventually soon. Small project coming out in a couple of days. Coming
Okay.
out. It's not going to be like. Keep your expectations low. We're going to be once that's go start working on my baby and Nintendo give F-Zero to me because you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
yield.
Jonah, final thoughts / Discord housekeeping.
Well, this game was a farce, and this upcoming Sunday we have our Elden Ring game club. So come hang out with us and chat some Elden Ring with us. It'll be
What date is that?
It is August 7th.
7th.
That's the one.
That's the one. August 7th, 2022 at 4
p.m.
4
4 o'clock
p.m.
p.m. Pacific.
Pacific
time.
Standard Time. Thank you. As you can tell, I'm a child and I don't pay attention to anything. So yeah, we got that going on. We got our Redbubble store where you can find the link in the description below. If you guys want to get some cool GGD swag, Redbubble just came out with bucket hats. So if you want to get a bucket hat with the GGD logo on it, you can. Not only do we have the Elden Ring game club coming up, but we also have a game club coming up for Stray. And that'll be 2 weeks from the 7th, so on the 21st. Simple
Right.
Math. All right. Do you have anything non-housekeeping final thoughts related you'd like to shout out?
Zelda or Sea Stars are the actual winners of that game.
I'm sorry, what? What are those games?
You
Yeah, I
be
can't
quiet.
seem
Yes,
to.
I've never heard of those
Who?
before.
What's Zelda? Do we have to have like Plague Tale Requiem Game Club now in honor of it winning
Yes,
our
yes, we do.
I mean,
It's the only game there is. It's the only game there is to play. So what are we gonna
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
Right. If we're gonna survive, we have to play it. All right, Wes, final thoughts.
Yeah, I just want to thank Kevin for coming on the show. It was a pleasure, absolute pleasure. We adore the passion for F-Zero, and we're really looking forward to playing your game when it's ready. Especially after that hot pitch.
Game Club
So,
on Kevin's game?
Yo, let's go.
Yeah, let's get it. So yeah, just
I would eat my hat.
We have it
So
on recording, so
So yeah, I just love it. If everybody would join us for those game clubs coming up, it'll be awesome. And Plague Tale Requiem is gonna kick ass. So
Hell yeah.
look forward to it.
yeah, I hope it does.
It's the only thing
the
coming,
only
so.
thing coming out.
Steven, final thoughts.
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, just one quick shout out. I'll do another music rec. Definitely worth checking out the new Lorna Shore Curse to Die track. I'm not usually that big on deathcore, but this is like the most epic progressive deathcore like I've ever heard. It's blistering double kickers, but then the second half is just like it's so anthemic for a death sounding track. It's worth checking out. It's a journey, is all I'll say.
Yeah. All right. My final thought is I was reminded of something I learned recently by Wes's video game trivia at the beginning of the show, and that was that in Japanese, the faced mechon in Xenoblade are given a color code based off the color of their body. So the green one's called green face, the gold one's called gold face, and that's their names in the English version. And there's one named Metal Face who has black armor, so the Japanese version is known as Black Face. Which luckily localizers was like, we gotta change that. So oh man, that's just too priceless.
This is why we can't. This is why we can't get Mother 3. They're too busy fixing stupid mistakes like that.
Yeah. All right. I've been your host, Katie Birthday Lane. Thank you so much for joining us on the Great Game Debate podcast. And as always, happy gaming. Bye.
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 As always, a big thank you to our friend Misdriven for the music in our podcast. If you like what you hear and you want to check out more of what they have, you can pay them a visit on Twitter at MIST_RIVEN 719 or on Bandcamp at Misdriven. Thanks again for tuning in. Till next time.
Dear
But the
Mario,
funniest-
do not come to the castle. I've baked an absolute dog cake. Just completely f it up, Peach.
And then if you look at actually look at the cake and it's the congratulations at the end of Mario 64, but it's
Right.
just absolutely